up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're gonna be doing the match preview for Real Mallorca versus Barcelona in La Liga. The international break is finally over. 2 very long weeks, but we're back now to club football, where Barcelona have an absolutely huge month of October, and it's starting off against Mallorca in the league, where Barcelona need nothing, and I mean nothing else but 3 points in this match. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. It'll be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Kickoff time for this match will be taking place at 9 p.m. local time, so your regular kickoff time in La Liga, and this match will be taking place at the Son Moix Stadium, and the referee for this match has also been confirmed. On the pitch is Gil Mentana, so strap your seatbelts for this one, because every single foul, every single decision will be against Barcelona for sure, and on the VAR it will be Santiago Xavi. Let's start off by taking a look at the league table. Barcelona are currently sat in second place in La Liga on 16 points. After playing 6 matches, we have 5 wins and 1 draw. Of course, that draw coming against Rayo Vallecano at home on the first match day of the season. Real Madrid top of the table, 6 games, 6 wins. They have the full 18 points. Betis in third place on 15 points, 1 point behind us, because instead of drawing a match, they actually lost a match. And then Bilbao with the Valverde, 13 points, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So again, any drop points, we're looking at dropping down to 3rd, maybe even 4th as well. If things actually, we can't go to 4th unless there's goal difference. So unless Bilbao win by 9 goals, very unlikely. So worst case scenario, we'll leave the match day in 3rd place. Best case, we could finish top if Real Madrid somehow lose their match. Speaking on their match, if you take a look at the top teams who will be facing this weekend, Bilbao actually play Almeria later on today. I think right now it's going to be around noon when I'm uploading this video. So in about 3 hours after I upload this video, Bilbao will take on Almeria. Celta Vigo will then host Betis. That's probably the biggest game of the weekend. And then Real Madrid will host Osasuna. So that should be an easy 3 points for them. Osasuna probably ain't beating them. So with that being said, now also keep in mind, I do believe this weekend is Sevilla versus Atletico Madrid. Of course, they're just right underneath. They're in 5th, 6th, and 7th. They all, I think, have 13 or 12 points, but that's still a big game. Sevilla, Atletico Madrid, but mainly, of course, Barcelona are going to be looking for that Real Madrid match. But also, firstly, we have to do our part in beating Mallorca, which is going to be very important. And if you take a look at our opponents in Real Mallorca and when they're currently standing in the league table, they are currently sat exactly mid-table in 10th place in La Liga on 8 points. After playing 6 matches, they have 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. So overall, not a terrible start, but still very average beginning for Mallorca in the league. Let's now take a look at our opponents in Real Mallorca. Like I just mentioned, so far they have a very average start to the season. They're exactly mid-table in La Liga, so far not doing very well, not doing poorly, bang average in the middle. Now, the last time we faced them was, of course, last season, and it was at the Camp Nou, where we did win 2-1, but it was a very close game. There's Barcelona's formation and lineup on the right-hand side. Very similar personnel. Take out Dani Alves and take out pretty much Memphis because he's injured. It's pretty much going to be very close to the exact same team. Of course, Jordi Alba will be changed, Araujo injured, but still same players, same personnel, and also hopefully the same tactics as well, because in this match we played well. They got a goal back later on. Of course, at that time the defense was very leaky, but that's understandable. And we did face them, of course, last year as well, or this year should I say, but last season at the Son Moix Stadium, where we won 1-0. That's when we had all the COVID problem. Ilyas Akumash and Jugla were starting. I think Mingueza was playing right back. It was all over the place. So in both matches last season, Barcelona did win, but by very narrow margins. And if you take a look at Real Mallorca's last 5 matches in all competition, in the last match they beat Almeria 1-0, lost to Real Madrid 4-1, drew 1-1 with Girona, they beat Rayo Vallecano 2-0, and they lost to Betis 2-1. Now, the 3 matches I'm going to take a quick look at and analyze the last 3 matches, all competition against Girona, Real Madrid, and Almeria. Let's first take a look at their 1-1 draw against Girona at home. This match was very even, but again, Real Mallorca, you could say, were the more dominant team since they were the home stadium. Of course, they were playing at home. Left on the screen, they played the 3-4-3 in this match. Very attacking, because again, Real Mallorca and Girona on paper equal level, so when these two teams face each other, they want to go for it. In the end, it was an even draw. They both had their opportunities, both had their chances, but in the end, no one could take advantage. Let's now take a look at their 4-1 loss to Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. Now, in this match, Of course, they're going to park the bus, 5-3-2 galore, counterattack. You know how it is. They will probably play against us like this tomorrow, despite the fact they're going to be the home team, but we're just head and shoulders better than them. So in this match, I think they brought it to 1-1, if I'm not mistaken, Mallorca's, but in the end, you know, it's just Mallorca against Real Madrid. Very, very self-explanatory. In the end, of course, Mallorca could not match the levels of Real Madrid. And lastly, their final match for the international break was a 1-0 win to Almeria. Now, again, back to the Girona match. Again, two teams on the same level facing each other. But this time, Mallorca did end up winning. But they also played the 5-3-2 again in this match. So expect this formation against Barcelona. Probably the same personnel as well. You have very strong players we will talk about, of course, in a few seconds. But in this match, I would say the match was very, very even. I did watch the highlights based on what I've seen. Very, very even. But of course, in the end, Mallorca, being the home team advantage, they did end up winning the match by 1 goal, and in the end, defending a lot for the rest of the game. So overall, final thoughts on Real Mallorca. Again, they're your typical lower end opposition team in La Liga. Against the better teams, they will just sit back, park the bus, and hit you on the counterattack. But Mallorca are one of the teams who are actually very effective at that task. Their manager, Javier Aguirre, he's a very, very experienced manager. I think he's beaten us with other teams as well. He's coached other teams in La Liga. Very good manager, very, very experienced as well. He knows what it takes to beat Barcelona for sure. Now, players to look out for from Mallorca, there's quite a few. I'd say Malfoy, their winger, is very strong. They're not winger, but they're wing back. Midfielder Kang In Lee, I believe his name is, the South Korean. He's very good as well. Their striker Mikrigik, or whatever his name is, he's like basically a Peter Crouch, who's just, you know, tall striker. Luke De Jong, put it that way. He's a Luke De Jong essentially. Other than that, though, it's basically a team full with experience and young players as well. So that will, you know, gel together overall. So we'll always see how they play. Again, they will most likely play in a 5-3-2. Sit back, soak it all in, and hit on the counterattack with some pace. What Barcelona have to do mainly is, I cannot stress this enough, finish your chances. If you create 2 chances, I expect 2 goals. Because again, if you miss those chances, they go on the other end, they'll score with the stadium behind them. Them parking the bus makes it very, very easy for them. So Barcelona need to create chances, of course, win the midfield battle, and mainly finish their chances. Let's now get into Xavi's press conference reaction. His press conference this morning, of course, he's asked a lot of questions by the media about the international break, injuries, World Cup games coming up, and of course about the match against Real Mallorca as well. So let's now get and see what Xavi had to say. Started by saying that it's going to be a difficult game. Aguirre always lets a lot out of his teams. He plays direct football. He's dangerous from set pieces. It won't be easy because Mallorca are in a good moment. He said, of course, I asked about, of course, the right back situation. He said that, look, at right back, I can play Roberto there, although he still has some discomfort still. Marc Casado from Barca Athletic can also play there. We can play with 3 defenders, maybe a back 3, or we can even play a left back there as well. He was then asked about an injury update on Ousmane Dembele. He said that Ousmane Dembele is fine. He is at 100% fit. He's available without any problems. That's some good news. Then asked, of course, about the injuries during the international break. He said that, look, the injuries have been a disgrace. More precaution is needed, more prevention, more communication with the national teams, but there is no common case. It's been an accumulation of multiple factors. So he's saying, look, what they do out in international break, they don't do the prep that we do before matches. That's why we've seen no player get injured for Barcelona since the international break, besides for Ferran Torres, which was in preseason, because Xavi prepares them well. They had the right team there, and of course the players were used to it. When you go change scenery in international break, it completely changes absolutely everything. Then asked about players being told not to play by Xavi. Of course, Tite, the Brazilian manager, did confirm that Xavi told him, take care of Raphinha, which pretty much means don't play him too much. He then asked, did you call any other managers, speak to Luis Enrique? He said that, look, I have a very good relationship with Luis Enrique, and we do have contacts. He's my friend, no more than that. But we talk with all the coaches. We have communication because it is absolutely necessary. But with Spain, we've been lucky because we work in a similar way. Then asked about Jules Kounde's participation in the Clásico. Now, the rumors are about Kounde is that he is set on track, 100% set to make the Clásico. He's already training with the first team. We saw videos yesterday of him on the pitch training a little bit, taking part of it, not do the full training. So looks like Kounde is recovering very well. But Xavi said that we have in mind that he has to come back at 100% fit, whatever the match is. So there's no danger of a relapse. So Xavi does not care. Again, they have to come back 200% ready to go. No one will be rushed. Then, of course, was asked about the World Cup coming up. So that FIFA plans to organize a World Cup every 2 years. Now we have the World Cup in Qatar during the winter period. I think it would be better if the tournament is complied at a separate time, then other time is allocated to the clubs. I don't know if Xavi knows that though, this Winter World Cup is only, you know, a one-time off thing, of course, because in Qatar in the summer it's just too hot. That's why they moved to the winter. So I think Xavi may think that the Winter World Cup may be, you know, a regular thing, but I don't think he, you know, got the message quite well. He's then asked about all the injuries, which player will you miss the most? And I'm surprised he actually gave a name. I personally would have said, oh, I will miss every single player because they're all my players. But Xavi said the injury that annoys me the most, of course, is Araujo, because he had to have surgery and he's one of the players who will be out the longest. I feel bad for him and for the team. He said also the other players that are injured should be coming back in a few more games. So Bellerin, Kounde, Roberto, Memphis, Frankie, which is a bit weird because, you know, he leaves the door open for all of them, but absolutely shuts it for Araujo. So again, with Araujo, I don't think we'll see him in a Barcelona shirt until 2023. This can serve though as an opportunity for other players as well. Pretty standard. He then asked about Busquets, saying that, look, you know what's gonna happen with Busquets? He's gonna retire and then season go to MLS. Will he continue at Barcelona or not? He replied by saying that Busquets has said publicly that he has not decided anything yet. He will make a decision at the end of the season, and for me, he continues to be a key player. I think that Busquets' decision may come a bit earlier. I'll keep our eyes on the months of January and February. I'll just throw that out there. He's then asked about using other players to fill the holes in defense, right back, center back, and also in the midfield as well. He said that, look, we can do anything we want. There's of course a lot of ideas, but my 5 center backs have guaranteed qualities. Whether I put them right back, left back, center back, CDM, whatever the may case be, they will perform at a very high level. We have 12 games left until the break, of course, for the World Cup. It's momentum stretch for the season. All games are going to be very important. Then he was asked if the World Cup break will affect the season. He said that without a doubt, the demands are high in all competitions and we have to maintain the level and compete. Again, back to players filling in holes. He was asked, do you want to play a midfielder at center back? You want to play a center back at right back, midfielder at right back? He said that, look, I could play with a midfielder as a center back like Frankie de Jong, for example, but these are only just ideas. Again, you could put Frankie de Jong right back, you know, another center back at right back. All options are open. But then he brought it back to the focus of the match, saying that tomorrow we have to win and show our character. We have to show our strength. Then he was asked about Marc Casado, again, possibly being that right back understudy from Barcelona Athletics. He said that, look, Marc Casado is versatile. He's a fighting spirit. He has character. I like him, and that's why he's training with us in the first team. And finally, he was asked about Ansu Fati, saying that, look, we've been hearing a lot in the media that Ansu Fati has been very sad over the national break, not being selected for Spain. How do you feel about that? Did you help him out? He said that, look, Ansu Fati has been very good in training in the past 2 weeks, and he's a very strong character. He got over very quickly and put his focus on the pitch in order to be selected for the World Cup squad for Spain. And that concluded Xavi's press conference reaction ahead of the match against Real Mallorca tomorrow. Let's now get into the lineup predictions. Goes off with the manager, of course, Xavi Hernandez. I'm gonna try my best to predict his lineup. I think it'll be damn near impossible to predict all 11 out of 11, but of course, there's a few players we know will play. The question is really defensively, what will Xavi do? Will he change formation? We'll see, but I think I'll go with this lineup on the screen right now. I think I'll go with Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Garcia, Pique, Christensen, and Alejandro Balde, midfield 3 of Busquets, Xavi, and Pedri, and a front 3 of Raphinha, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. First thing, the defense. The rumors is that Roberto will start, but I cannot see Xavi starting his only right back who just came back from injury against Real Mallorca. If we're talking Bayern Munich, Inter, Madrid, Bilbao, Villarreal, okay, makes sense, but I cannot see that happening. Now, I also cannot see Xavi switching formations as well. So what I do think will happen, you know, a little bit sneakily, I think he will play Eric Garcia at right back. We did see this last season. I forget in which match. I think it might have been Levante away, but we saw Eric Garcia play at right back before. I think he'll do it again. Play Pique and Christensen, of course, bring in Pique for Garcia because you take him out of that position. And of course, start Alejandro Balde. Both has started all 5 league games, I think, since the Rayo Vallecano match, the first game. I think he will start. We could maybe see Alonso or maybe Jordi Alba at right back. I would not be surprised by that, but I can't see it happening. Midfield 3, 100% set in stone. Anything else, I would be shocked. There's no way. I can't see him starting Kessie. I can't see him starting any other changes. Front 3 is another big question mark. I think he will start Lewandowski for sure. I think Raphinha will start. The question is really, will Ousmane Dembele? Dembele is fit, ready to go, but of course, he did have discomfort during the international break. I think Xavi will not risk him. Who's going to start, Ferran Torres or Ansu Fati? I think he will go with Ferran Torres. I think Ansu Fati, with his injury and discomfort, is more better suited as a number 9. But of course, we have the best number 9 in the world, Lewandowski, so that's not going to work. So I think in the end, he will start Ferran simply on the fact that he's fit and ready, unlike Ansu, who does have this niggling discomfort still going on. So if I get this lineup 11 out of 11, you gotta drop a subscribe, and drop a like on this for sure. This is a bit risky, but I think the main big question mark, of course, is at right back and also left wing for Xavi. But I do believe this is the lineup that Xavi will select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below what you think Xavi will go with. Now I'm going to show you guys my lineup, what I would do if I was the Barcelona coach. And I have made a few changes from Xavi's lineup, but just hear me out, let me explain it, and then you can put your opinion on my lineup in the comments below. Here's my lineup. It's on the screen right now. I would go Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Alonso, Eric Garcia, Christensen, and Balde, midfield three of Busquets, Kessie, and Xavi, and a front three of Raphinha, Ansu Fati, and Ferran Torres. Let me explain. My thinking is, it's Mallorca. I'm not risking anything, absolutely nothing. So first thing that came in my head is like, look, I'm not starting Lewandowski. He just played full 90s in the international break. He came back training early. I'm not risking him. I think Xavi will play him 100%. There's no doubt in my mind. But personally, I wouldn't risk it. Same for Dembele, who has discomfort. So what I would do is put Ansu Fati at number 9, Ferran on the left, and Raphinha on the right. Although Raphinha did play a lot during the international break, but I would risk him out of Dembele and Lewandowski because he hasn't played that much for Barcelona, and also those minutes in the international break, he was subbed off in both matches. I think he only played around an hour each, so I would do that. Midfield, I'm resting Pedri. Again, he played full 90 against for Spain, came on in the second match against Portugal. Wouldn't risk him. I would definitely 100% start Kessie. If you want to rest Xavi or Pedri, pick your choice. But for me personally, I think Pedri is more important to the team than Xavi, although I think Xavi is a great player. Start him on the left in that creative role, and of course have Busquets as the holy, because again, no real replacement for him. Frankie de Jong's currently injured, and again, he didn't really play that much for Spain. I think he played the first match only 75 minutes, and then the second match he played around 20, so that's okay. Back line, I would experiment and try Alonso at right back. Just, you know what, we have 3 left backs. Why not? If you want to risk something or change something or try something, this is the match to do it. And of course, there's the 4 self-explanatory: Garcia, Christensen, Balde, and Ter Stegen. If we do play a back 3, I would favor Jordi Alba over Alejandro Balde. But the question really is, would you favor Jordi Alba or Marcos Alonso? But I would try Alonso at right back. Just see how it is. If it doesn't work, maybe put Eric Garcia there. Make the change, bring on Pique, or maybe try and do something else, experiment. So we'll wait and see, but that's the line that I would select for this match. But of course, let me know in the comments below, would you rather pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup? Time now for my score prediction. What do I believe the result will be in this match? There is no doubt in my mind that Barcelona will win this match, and I have gone with a score of 2-1 in favor of the blaugrana. Now, that is a close scoring. I do believe this game will be close in the sense that there won't be many goals. Of course, we're coming after international break. Players are getting back in the rhythm of being back in Barcelona. We're traveling straight away, difficult away game. I would be shocked if Barcelona scored more than 3 goals in this match. I cannot see it happening. Of course, Xavi may change the system. There's other players missing, blah, blah, blah. But I think in the end, Barcelona are just head and shoulders better than Mallorca. Players, team, coach, tactics, all of it. Although Mallorca, I do think, do have a chance of getting a draw in this match, I cannot see them winning. I think definitely a 0-0 is possible, 1-1, definitely for sure. I think probably put that around 30%, but then 60% for a Barcelona win. And for me, in my opinion, I think it would be very, very difficult for Barcelona to not get the 3 points. So overall, I think Barcelona going to win. I'm very, very confident. I've gone with a scoreline of 2-1. But of course, let me know your score predictions down in the comments below. So that was my match preview for Real Mallorca versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing on the first, of course, is your score prediction. But secondly, and more importantly, of course, and the big hot topic on those lineups. Firstly, we gotta pick my lineup or Xavi's lineup. What do you think Xavi would go with? What would you go with? You're the manager. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the live watch along. Set the reminder on the screen and come and join me and watch this game with me. Follow after the match by my match reviews. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Big game ahead for a big month coming up. Nothing but the 3 points. Take care and Forza Barca.